So let's say you've got a Discord server and you want to run it like a political extremist. Well, the way I ran my old server is we had several ages. The server would go through different ages that represent different political ideologies. If you're trying to represent a political ideology through Discord management, then look no further than this video. The very first age of my Discord server was called Anarcho-Monarchy. The reason it was called Anarcho-Monarchy was because my Discord server at the time was very small. I think this age was probably the shortest lasting age, probably only lasted a day or two. But during this age, I was the only person who had moderator rights. People would join the server, and because it was relatively small, I could be the one that kicks out anyone in the server. So, you know, for example, someone would come and be problematic, and then the other people in the server would summon their anarcho-monarch, me, and I would come, slay that person, and then leave. It was pretty convenient, but as you know, it's probably not a good idea to just have one mod run a server, especially one that gets bigger and bigger as time goes on. Still, if you can, here's how you should run an anarcho-monarchy. Have one moderator. That moderator is the anarcho-monarch. It should be someone well respected that everybody participating in the community can hold some adherence to, not just some random dude that nobody likes. There are no rules in the anarcho-monarchy. However, if you upset the balance of the anarcho-monarchy, if someone is doing stuff that nobody likes, then everyone can summon the anarcho-monarch. They can ping him, they can DM him, or if the anarcho-monarch's there and he sees something he doesn't like, he can just come over himself. Then that anarcho-monarch will smite that person and can go along their business. You can also interpret anarcho-monarchy as something like this. You have several different channels, each ruled by a king, and the people can choose which king they'd like to be ruled by. But that, I think, is more of feudalism. So I don't know what you want to call that one. Anarcho-monarchy, feudalism, whatever. It's up to you. So we move to anarcho-communism. Now, one of the biggest aspects of anarcho-communism is the concept of direct democracy. Everybody in the community has an equal say. There is no one who is above another person. Everything is decided through direct democracy. So every single thing on the server would be done through direct democracy. If you wanted to ban somebody off the server, then you would vote on that person and say, I want to ban this guy. If you get enough votes, you ban him. They tried to ban me once. That's not how this works. But ideally, in the age of anarcho-communism, literally anything can be voted for if it is in the will of the majority. Everybody shares moderating duties. If you want to create a new channel, you've got to vote for it. If you want to delete an old channel that nobody uses, you've got to vote for it. Now, of course, at some point, the anarcho-communists might unilaterally elect to end the age of anarcho-communism, at which case, it's time for the despot to take over. In the age of despotism, have one primary moderator. Make that moderator someone that nobody really likes. Then you can have that main moderator do whatever they want. They can appoint more mods if they feel like it. They can impose the strangest rules onto the server, and they can just ban everybody that violates them. They can ban people who don't even violate them. They can do whatever they want. The despot has absolute power and should be using their power to make everybody on the server as miserable as possible, ideally. Following this, we had the age of anarcho-capitalism. The age of anarcho-capitalism was pretty simple. I basically took all my patron supporters and made them mods. If you haven't already, you should probably ban racial slurs at this point, but if someone wants to pay you $5 for an N-word pass, I say let them have it. During your age of anarcho-capitalism, you should probably just let whoever is paying the most amount of money be a mod. If someone is nitro boosting your server, let them be a mod, because they paid real money. If you don't want to use real money, you can use some kind of virtual currency and then have whoever has the most amount of virtual currency have the most power as well. Following that was the age of communism. The age of communism was actually the most stable reign. The age of communism was pretty easy to implement. We just put in a bunch of authoritarian leftists, like Stalinists basically, Marxists, Leninists, Maoists, Juche people. We just let them rule however they wanted, provided the only mods were people who were on the authoritarian. Find communists and put them in charge. It's pretty simple. But of course, all things must come to an end, and that is where the age of Posthumanism comes in. The age of Posthumanism was pretty simple. I logged on after the server had been flourishing and had over 1,000 people, and I slowly started deleting channels. And people started noticing, oh, the channels are getting deleted. What's up with that? And then I went on the voice chat, and I started banning people one by one, and then I realized it was taking too much time, so I just kept going. I deleted channel after channel after channel, destroying, wiping so much work, so much effort away. And then I nuked the channel. And it's gone. It's gone now. Essentially, the age of Posthumanism must, by definition, be the ending age of your server. I think you should design your server with an end date in mind, and then I think you should blow it up. Alright, so those were all the ideologies that I had in my server, but I've since been brainstorming other ideologies that you could probably translate very well into a Discord server. Transhumanism is basically the idea that human wants, human desires, human needs can all be augmented and increased with technology. To implement transhumanism into your Discord server, simply put a bunch of bots in. Bots should be able to do whatever anybody wants. They shouldn't take over the server or anything, but they should be advancing and helping people in their day-to-day lives on the server. Now, posthumanism is a little bit different. With posthumanism, you want to try to automate as much as possible that people are doing on the server, including conversations with each other. If you can, just have bots talking to each other. Ideally, humans should have no place in that server. Like, they're just completely obsolete. Nationalism is pretty simple. Just close the metaphorical borders of your Discord server, disable any invite links so that no new people can come in, or if somebody new comes in, make sure it's a very vetted process. Fascism is just nationalism taken to the next step. Not only are you not letting anybody in, but you're actually removing people through some filter from your server. To run an anarcho-primitivist Discord server, close your computer, go outside, meet someone in real life and talk to them. What's that like, What's that like? Monarchy is pretty simple to run, but it works best over a longer stretch of time. Basically, you just have a king and a queen and a royal family. And the royal family gets to dictate everything, and the people at the bottom, nothing will ever happen to them. They shouldn't worry. They shouldn't worry about who's going to be in charge, because they have no ability to ever be in charge. It's just the royal family and whoever is the spawn, the descendants of the royal family. To run an anarcho-feminist Discord server is pretty easy. You just ask people their gender when they're coming in, and if they're men, see ya. Anarcho-nihilism. Why bother with this one? To run an effective neoliberal server, you have to have like a great amount of success, but then slowly start failing more and more. And then as people realize that you're failing, just keep pretending everything's okay. You can also mix and match these ideologies in case you want transhuman feudal anarcho-capitalism. A while ago, I had a Discord server. It was a mistake. For some reason, when you gather a bunch of politically unstable young people in an online chat room together, it doesn't end up being very harmonious. And yet, at the same time, there was a beautiful harmony to it all. And there was some moments of connection that you would never get unless you brought together extremists from all across the political spectrum. I seek to recreate that beauty, which is why I'm going to create another public Discord server for my fans. I've assembled a crack team of moderators from across the political spectrum. We've got monarchists, Pasadists, Trotskyites. We've got anarchists, ANCOMs. We've got egoists. We've got national syndicalists. We've got ANCAPs. We've got communists. We've got it all. Now, honestly, that mod team is probably gonna start cannibalizing themselves. If not, like, if they haven't already done it, then at least in a day from now, that's going to shit. But you know, at least I tried to make the starting conditions right here. Now, obviously, there's lots of different political ideologies. So if you choose to run your Discord server as an extremist political ideology, you know, let me know. How does that go? I might tell your story in a video, depending on how it shakes out. If you have any good ideas for how to run a Discord server as a political ideology of some kind, leave it in the comments. I'll be interested to read that. And if you want, you can join my Discord server. I don't know how long it'll last. Maybe like, I'm gonna give it a couple weeks.